Hey guys, let's answer question number 1. A line goes through the points 2, 7 and -3, -8. What is the equation of the line? So what is the slope-intercept of the line, right? We want to know y equals mx plus b. Now, we don't have a graph. If we had a graph, it might be a little easier. We could graph it and kind of look at the line and figure it out. But we're going to do it without a graph. So we're going to find the slope first. And we know that that slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So once I write the slope formula, I like to go back and I like to label these, right? This is my first x and y, my first coordinate. It gets the 1s. This is my second x and y. It gets the 2s, right? Now I'm just going to plug them into the formula. So y2 is -8 minus y1 was 7. x2 was -3 minus x1 was 2. So -8 minus 7 is -15. -3 minus 2 is -5. Well, I know a negative on the top and the bottom, they cancel out. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, right? So I'm just going to cancel out those two negatives and just write it with the positive. What number goes into both those numbers? Well, 5 does, right? So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So my slope, my m, is 3 over 1, or another way to write that would just be 3, right? So my m is 3. Okay, now we need to figure out the y-intercept. So I'm going to write the equation one more time. Y equals mx plus b. So I figured out m is 3. So I'm going to take that 3 and I'm going to plug it in for m, right? And then I can use either of these coordinates for x and y, but I can't use one number from the first one and one number from the. So I either got to pick the first coordinate or the second coordinate to use. Well, the first one looks easier because it's positives, right? So I'm going to take the 2 and the 7, and I'm going to plug them in for the x and the y. So I'm going to take the 2 and plug it in for the x, and the 7 is going to go in for the y. Okay, so let's see what this would say when I plug all those numbers in. So 7 equals m, which was 3, times x, which is 2, plus b. Remember, this is m times x. So this is, we see some stuff we can simplify over here. 3 times 2 is 6. So I'm going to bring everything down. I'm trying to isolate b, get b by itself. So to get rid of this positive 6 over here, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. 7 minus 6 is 1, right? This cancels out. I'm left with b is equal to 1. So I figured out b. I figured out m. M is 3. So I'm going to write my equation. I keep writing this equation here, right? So I'm going to plug it. M is 3. And b is positive 1. So my equation in slope-intercept form would be y equals 3x plus 1. All right, I hope that was helpful.